angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth of stone or ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. Boy, do I have a subject today. When there are certain people that are not happy, I'm not happy. I actually, this morning, early on, got Post-it notes right here at my desk. Why, I don't know, because I rarely ever use them. And so I wrote down on a Post-it note this morning. This is literally my Post-it note. Open news links, dumbass. That's literally my note to myself. And what that is telling me, if you don't know, is, dumbass, before you click go live, go through the news stories for the day to remind yourself of what it is you did read and look into and know a little something about, and open up the damn article. Make the monologue easy. All right. No sweat. That ain't gonna be what happens today. Might try for that tomorrow, shall we? Today, there is one article that I had shared out before any others that needs an entire monologue and God knows what else dedicated to it. Your support would be nice. We're in trouble. And I'm not just saying that because it might be cute for people that talk about this kind of stuff to say. We are screwed. And I'm going to show you. Now, I'd been warning for some time for people to get ready for a mandatory vaccine. And I've really been trying to drive it home to people because I've watched so much backpedaling go on so many things. And my God, let's not backpedal on this. I mean, a mandatory vaccine, to me, that's just as a disgusting violation of our rights as taking all the guns. All the guns. But I guarantee you it's coming. And I've been warning about that for some time now. Now, I am at a point to where I can introduce to you information that proves it. Not a good day in my mind. So as you've seen on the show's thumbnail today, we got Mr. Bundy. You know, when I first opened up, I talked about how when there are certain people that aren't happy, I'm not happy. Now, number one starts with Father Yah. He's not happy, I'm not happy. But I don't pay attention to entertainers, athletes, politicians. No. No. Father Yah, that's most important to me. Children, veterans, Mr. Bundy. Mr. Bundy, not very happy right now. And I'm not happy, not just because of that, but because an article that came out about Mr. Bundy. I am livid. I am horrified. And I'm telling you, we better stand up. And just me saying that puts me right in the same boat. Better make your choice now. Let's go on to said article, shall we? This, I've seen articles several places on this. This is where I'm reading this one from, website, Independent Record. However, the website itself is HelenAir or HelenAir.com, something like that, HelenAir.com. But it says Independent Record, and I don't know. But anyway, militia network spurred by COVID has spread to 16 states, report says. And I guess this was actually posted by Judy Thomas from the Kansas City Star. The leader, I'm going to read you the article, the leader of an armed standoff with federal authorities at an Oregon wildlife refuge and his allies have exploited COVID-19 fears to build a dangerous network of militia members and other far-right factions, according to a new report by two groups that track extremism. There's a word for this. I don't need to say it. Ammon Bundy, who led the 41-day occupation of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge in 2016, began building the People's Rights Network in March, says the report by the Institute for Research and Education on Human Rights and the Montana Human Rights Network. Since then, the report says, the network has rapidly grown to more than 20,000 members across the country. 1 second. Sorry, I didn't want to go into a huge coughing fit. So, I'm doing better today. So 20,000 members across the country. Now, before we go any further, let me let you in on a little bit more information. It was brought to my attention today that Mr. Bundy and a Ms. Kelly Stewart lost their Facebook accounts. I went and looked. I can't find them. They've been ghosted. Ammon Bundy and Kelly Stewart have been ghosted off of Facebook. And others. I just can't name others. I know there's a bunch of others. I'm not trying to, lessen anything for anyone else, but these are the two I am aware of, is Kelly Stewart and Ammon Bundy. So let me go ahead on with the article. Bundy rose to prominence in the so-called Patriot movement after leading an armed standoff in 2014 at his father's ranch in Nevada. He and his father, Cliven Bundy, faced federal charges following the confrontation over land grazing fees. The case was dismissed in 2018. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. I need to add something to that last sentence to be accurate. Ms. I can't remember what your name, Judy Thomas from the Kansas City Star. That case in 2018, you're correct, was dismissed with prejudice. Kind of a big deal. Just saying. Forgot that. Ammon Bundy did not return a call for comment Wednesday. His father told the Star that he's hard to get a hold of a lot of the times. I'm not really part of that group, Cliven Bundy said. I try to keep up with what's going on a little bit. And basically what his dad's saying there is he's not up Cliven's butt. Up Ammon's butt. You know? Anyway, continuing on. The network, which the report refers to as Ammon's Army, includes militia members, anti-maskers, conspiracy theorists, preppers, and anti-vaxxers. See where this is going? Its rapid growth has been boosted by the joining of Bundy's far-right paramilitary supporters cultivated from armed standoffs over the years, with a large base of new activists radicalized through protest over the COVID-19 health directives, the report says. Bundy has put together a team of 153 quote-unquote assistants in 16 states, it says, including Missouri. Since the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, we've documented the division and violence sown by Ammon Bundy and his far-right followers in the Northwest, said Devin Burghardt, president and executive director of to see Ammon's army continue to grow and gain a foothold in Missouri is cause for deep concern for both democracy and public health. Blah. Right? Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Okay. Despite all the talk of rights and freedom, the report says a culture of violence and fears lies at the center of people's rights message. As Bundy told the crowd at the third meeting of the group, if local, state, or federal officials attempt to enforce laws that the group doesn't like, People's Rights is prepared to adopt a violent posture. Already there have been significant clashes and growing wage. In the context of the pandemic, it puts the lives of community members and public servants at risk, draining democratic institutions and damaging civil society. The other states in the network, the report says, are Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, North Dakota, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, Utah, and Washington. Come on down. Many of the assistants, quote unquote, it says, have been involved in extensive far-right activism, and the majority of those in its local leadership positions are women, which the report says is a first for modern far-right networks. Wait a minute here. Back up. What, Ammon's supposed to be a misogynist? I'm not. I can't hear nothing. Now, supposedly, back in the day, he was a racist and a misogynist. Right? And so, now, this is true. He's putting women in leadership positions, and he's came out in support, his last fiasco, and I'm calling it a fiasco in love, right? But his last fiasco is he came out in support of Black Lives Matter. Okay? Not the organization, the movement. Let me make that clear. And I support his approach on that. I get it. I get what his message was there, and he's right. If people would listen enough to his message, what he was trying to say, it's kind of hard to disagree with him. But most people have that knee-jerk reaction, you know. No, I hate the guy. No, why don't you listen to the man like you used to do, you know? But anyway, let me continue on, because this is important. This is a big deal. You and I both know that there's a lot of bullshit in this report. But what you and I both know doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what they're planning to do and how you're prepared to deal with it. All that matters. So we need as much information that we can get. I'm telling you, this is not good. They are making their big push. Like I've been saying, they are definitely making their big push right now. And I'm going to have a couple of sips of coffee here and I'll finish this article. All right. Missouri is divided into 10 areas according to the report, and the People's Rights statewide leader is Sue Venable. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. In August, it says she and a Missouri militia member spoke at a Constitution rally in Jamesport. While some describe the People's Rights Network as anti-government, the report says its leaders actually want governmental power to be used to protect the righteous against wicked liberals. So, kind of almost sounds funny. Several people's rights leaders are running for elected office around the country. It says, including Sue Venable's husband, Paul, who is the Constitution Party candidate for Missouri Secretary of State. The Venables could not be reached for comment. People's rights leaders have also proposed armed enclaves for which righteous neighbors stand against the wicked, the report says. Bundy's violence-tinged rhetoric, such as telling followers that they would be a den of rattlesnakes if their rights are threatened, has attracted many militia members, Three Percenters, Oath Keepers, and other paramilitary groups, if I can spit it, or something, according to the report. People's rights leaders have been members in the Southwest Missouri Militia, Montana Militia, Washington State Militia, 3% United Patriots, and Southern California Patriots, among others, it says. I know of one that's not. Shh. The People's Rights Network has many similarities to the paramilitary movements of the past, such as the Posse Comitatus, which rose to power during the farm crisis in the 1970s and 80s, the report said. Like those in the Posse Comitatus movement, some people's rights groups have started sending bogus documents to lawmakers that claim carry legal weight. Pardon me. It says a petition to cease and desist and demand to restore the republic was recently sent to Idaho legislators calling for an end to the state's COVID-19 restrictions. And in Montana, a people's rights leader filed a grievance in a Montana district court against Governor Steve Bullock, claiming he had no authority to issue stay-at-home directive. The leader also threatened to have the militia arrest public officials who enforce stay-at-home orders and offered a $100 bounty for the mayor of Kalispell, Montana's address, which he said he needed in order to make a citizen's arrest. Getting real, yo. Another similarity between the People's Rights Network and the Posse Comitatus and militias, the report says, is the abundance of conspiracy theories it perpetuates, though it hasn't come up with its own. Rather, the network, if you don't catch that, this article is really pitiful in many ways. Rather, the network rests upon now that's a word I don't know. Melange? Never heard that in my life. Google. Hey Google. Hey man. What's up? Hey, Google. How in the hell would you say something like that?
Melange.
Ah, thank you. Melange. Thank you, Google. Thank you. Rather, the network rests upon a melange of conspiracy theories brought in by the leadership from various corners of the far right, the report says. Jin's back there cracking up. Rather, the network rests upon a... Oh, wait. Don't make me read that again. Conspiracy theories from QAnon, the John Birch Society, Three Percenters, and militia types, Christian nationalists, and hardcore anti-Semites have circulated throughout the People's Rights Network. You see where they're going with this, right? The name People's Rights, the report says, is a misnomer of epic proportions. Don't be fooled. Whatever they choose to call it is Ammon's army, and it marches to a far-right drumbeat of narcissistic... Oh, wait. This is a quote. I gotta say this better than this. Don't be fooled. Whatever they choose to call it, it's Ammon's army, and it marches to a far-right drumbeat of narcissistic rage and insurrection. Unquote. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay, man. This is not good. This is not good. All joking aside. Now we are seeing a serious level of shutting people down. I mean, a serious level. And I think you're going to continue to see that. I will take a moment to remind people that if you were to come here one day, 4 p.m., and our channel's gone, thewatchmannews.com. That simple. Go to the website. I have something there. If our channel gets nuked, you better bet your butt. The moment that I know it's nuked, I will be working on something to put on the website. And there will be something temporary, even if it's just a few lines real quick, me typed out, right there at the top. So you guys know we got nuked. Yes, this will go up later. I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say. This is the big push. I would recommend everybody be ready, at the ready, They're going to make sure one way or another you take this vaccine. That's becoming ever more clear each and every day. And that becomes to me more and more concerning each and every day, because you and I both know the vaccine is bullshit. So what are they trying to do? What is it they're trying to put in us? I will say this. They make a mandatory vaccine. That's the mark. The mark that everybody's been waiting to see. Why am I so certain of this? Because it's a global effort. This ain't the plague, ladies and gentlemen. Not the plague. COVID-19. Not harmless, but it's not the plague. We don't need a worldwide mandatory vaccine. What do they need to do worldwide that would be delivered in the same way? A chip. Let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been paying attention to the news, they've got that nanotechnology down pretty pat. The latest technology for RFID in you is not the size of a grain of rice. That was, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's nanotechnology, but that's before, way before what they have now. Google, I think it's called smart dust or something like that. Piece of dust that's a little smaller than a grain of rice. So don't go expecting that, oh, it's going to be safe, because, you know, I saw that article about how that guy worked for that company and got that chip put under him so he could clock in at work. That would be like thinking that if one country really, really, really wanted to wipe out another country, that they would launch a missile. Because that, in today's standards, is the most archaic, primitive way to attack another country that our technology has. We're screwed. I don't have any answers at this point. It's maybe it's still just too fresh. I warned you this is coming. me go ahead and run through the normal stuff. I'll do the headlines. There's other stuff too that I'm sure I'll comment on throughout the headlines. The only thing I can tell you is the same damn thing I've been telling you the whole time. Get ready. The best you can, whatever you can do. We ain't got long. You can bet as soon as they come up with an elixir that they claim is a valid vaccine. My God, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Let's see. Oh, good news. Before we get to other stuff, do got some brightness to the day I'll share with you. And I don't know why. I'll have to check it again and see if it ever updated. The last I looked, it didn't update. It was showing that it hadn't even left Oklahoma yet. Nonetheless, my ZTO came in from Bear Independent. And last I checked shipping on it. No, now it says delivered. Okay. I checked shipping this morning, and it said it hadn't even left. In fact, it when it had that particular status, that's usually when you've created the label and haven't actually dropped it off, which I wasn't sweating. Not a big deal. I'm sure that she's got plenty of pair to make, or sets to make, not to mention all the other stuff that they do. So I wasn't sweating it. And anyway, surprise, they were in the mail today. So, and they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I will at some point, whenever I can, when I can afford it, I will get some paracord, 1mm paracord, and be able to have that too for ZTO. I have been planning it out in my head how I'm going to set up the website to do this, and I think I'm onto something here, and I think it's pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, I like these paracord ZTO. I'm not probably going to wear the ones from Bear unless it's like, I never do special things, but if I do something special, that's when I wear them, because those are from Bear. You know, I can make my own for getting tore up. You know what I mean? I'm just, I don't know, call me weird, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, trying to think what else. Oh, yeah, so anyway, those came today, and I was pleasantly surprised. And like I say, they're gorgeous, and oh my God, are they gorgeous.
What is that thing called?
ZTO. Yeah, ZTO. The ones that I got from Bear. Let's see. Right here. ZTO. Some people just say ZT. I couldn't tell you which one's correct or if it's both correct or whatever. Nonetheless, that is what it is. So they're essentially tassels that are worn. It's actually in the Bible that we're commanded to wear them. Numbers 15 verse 37. I believe it is. Huh? many whips. Yeah, many whips. Kind of. Let me explain why. Kind of like a mini whip, and let me explain why. In fact, let me take you there. Why not? Why not? Okay, Numbers 15, verse, well, we'll do all of this, 37 through 41, King James. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel pardon me, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of their borders a riband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye use to go a whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. So we are supposed to remember, wear these to remember and do. So in a sense, yeah, it's kind of like a mini whip in a sense, because it's to whip you back into the Word of God. So I mean, that's kind of in a sense, in a weird way, what it is. So anyway, that's what they are. And those are the ones I ordered, the kind I ordered from Bear, black, coyote, blue, and multicam. And they are cool. I like them. They, I'll tell you what, this picture does not do them justice. Bear needs a better camera. This picture does not do them justice. They are gorgeous. That blue just pops. I mean, they're gorgeous. Anyway. So, yeah, I was shocked when they showed up today, and that was awesome. So, anyway, let me, and then as far as on our site, again, I'm working on in my head how I'm going to have it set up, because I want to make it a very easy, the ones that I make, let me just measure Jen's real quick. Well, I didn't. Here it is. I was going to say, because I had my tape measure right here. So, if you're talking about from the top of the strings themselves, not the top of the clip. I'm not counting the top of the clip. The clip is 1.5 inches tall. But just the material, the cordage itself, the length of the blue string, the long string, which is the longest, comes to 10.5 inches, which some would probably argue, I think some would argue wouldn't be kosher-ish from my reading. But, let me measure the ones I got from Bear. They may be longer. No, actually, I think they're shorter. Yeah. Yeah, the ones from Bear are just a hair shorter. And then Sister Renee doesn't leave one blue strand long, okay? And I watched, and it, there's no, let me make this very, 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 very clear, okay? I read you what we were commanded, okay? It doesn't say in there, leave one strand blue longer than the others. It doesn't say it's got to be, Techelet blue, although that color blue is mentioned many, many, many times in the Bible. There's nothing that says that your detail has to be Techelet blue. Nowhere. Or that it has to be a certain length. Nowhere. The only thing that stipulates is that you wear it throughout your generations, and that it has a blue ribbon in it. A blue strand. That's it. That's it. So, Yeah. I don't know. This is, to me, I don't know how to describe the feeling I get when I think about these, when I talk about these, when I hold these. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I don't mean to sound, I don't know, whatever, but I don't myself need these to remember how not to be a D-bag, right? I don't. I know how not to be a D-bag, and I try not to. I wear them myself personally for my dedication to Father Yah, for my obedience to Father Yah. Not so much that I need a remembrance to do the right thing. I spent my life trying to do the right thing. But anyway, so soon enough, I'll have something ready to go on the site. And I'm going to try to make it kind of like an experience, kind of like a walkthrough experience as you go through to check it out. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. That's the idea. That's the idea, is definitely for it to be an experience of some kind. Okay, let me see. I don't know if there's anything else. Let me go ahead and just run through the normal stuff. And then I do have quite a few headlines. A lot of crazy stuff. Quite a few headlines. A lot of crazy stuff. Let me get through the normal stuff here real quick. Amazon affiliate, we're up to $16.93. I do show that some people must have done some Prime Day shopping. Because the total ordered number went up, so that should go up here soon. I thank those that participate in that. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. There's a link in the description of the videos, as well as at the watchmannews.com in the corner right there. When you click that link, it just takes you to Amazon with our special link, and when you make purchases, those items don't cost you anything more, but it gives us like a commission for the sale. And it's just a small commission, but all those commissions add up at the end of the month. And as you can see, it slowly builds up just a little bit. And it's, it's something we highly appreciate if people do. So we have a Teespring store. The best way to see what we have there is go to thewatchmannews.com. Scroll down on the homepage. We currently have 4 different designs. We'll be adding more as soon as I get a chance to add more. How's that sound? Deal? So anyway, we got 4 different designs. It's more than just t-shirts. There's coffee mugs, tote bags. Some of the products have like these legging Yoda pant looking things if you're into that. Anyway, if you see something you're interested in, or if I hadn't ran you off, click on the image there, and that will take you to Teespring, where you see all the other products with that particular design, and you can make your purchase there. We also have a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the video, as well as at thewatchmannews.com, right there in the main menu. When you click that, it takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can use a debit or a credit card as a guest. But I always let people know it says Transforming Disabilities up top, and it says Purpose, the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. I gotta have some coffee. Lots of it. I always gotta have lots of coffee. It's good stuff. It's good for you. I hear it add 40 years to your life. Okay, I didn't hear that, but hey. I mean, I could like rewind the show a little bit and play it back, and then I could actually say I heard it, right? Even if it was me that said it the first time. Anyway, technical details. Let's do some headlines. Starting with stuff from last night, repeal Section 230. Trump comments on Twitter Facebook censoring story about Hunter Biden. And that's the other big thing, right? Check this out. Right? I didn't even go there, man. I hadn't even gone there. Is this not ridiculous? Ammon, Kelly, you lose your accounts. Goodbye. Because you're dangerous. Right? And then they can turn around and they can do this too. Oh. It gets much better than this. We'll get there. Twitter blocks sharing links to New York Post Hunter Biden email story invoking hacked materials policy for first time ever. Getting pretty real. Man. And wasn't I just talking about this yesterday too? But we have to be so careful. Germany cracks down on parties, imposes curfew and stricter mask mandate as Merkel warns new measures may not be enough. Y'all need to think about what may be coming here soon. Twitter head Jack Dorsey blames poor communication in Biden's story takedown, downplaying big tech censorship scandal. Bite me, Jack. Let's see. Militia network spurred by COVID has spread to 16 states. I did this article. I don't know why I'm reading the headline. All right, now we are, though, however, to today's news, this morning's news. Zuckerberg donates $100 million more for safe elections as judge says no law prohibits private funding despite risk of skewing the vote. Another mysterious jetpacker spotted soaring above Los Angeles airport as FBI still struggles with previous encounter. So I guess for some reason they believe that this is a different person. Lots of jetpackers flying around that area. New Zealand party accuses Facebook of election interference after being removed from platform for COVID-19 misinformation. Remember, I was talking yesterday about how they're shaping the world? Not just saying this stuff. 6 years after MH17 tragedy, Russia withdraws from pointless investigation consultations with the Netherlands and Australia. U.S. considers blacklisting Jack May's Ant Group in latest round of trade war with China, says a report. We'll keep fighting. Liverpool gym owner faces off against armed police while resisting COVID-19 closure orders. China accuses U.S. of undermining stability after U.S. Navy destroyer sails through Taiwan Strait. Russian military satellite and Chinese rocket may collide with dire consequences for humankind's future in space. Maybe that's why we need Space Force. Right? Go in there and fix this problem. Beam it all out of here, Scotty. German Air Force training for... if I don't kill myself with my e-cig. German Air Force training for nuclear war as part of NATO's Steadfast Noon exercises. Army to build field hospital amid catastrophic number of COVID-19 cases, says the Czech PM. Governments worldwide getting ready to allow banks to fail, says Max Kaiser. And I've been trying to stay away from, sharing out a headline that's like an opinion piece like this. But I think that's an important statement. And that's why I shared it out. That sentence, just the headline, I believe the man is right. Completely correct. coronavirus pandemic to blow $28 trillion hole in global economy. Now, you really think the dollar's going to survive that? I don't. It's not intended to, by the way. Welcome to the new digital currency. EU sanctions 6 senior Russian officials over Navalny case, claims they knew about alleged Novichok poisoning of opposition figure. Londoners hit with new restrictions on household mixing in bars and restaurants as government gets tougher on COVID-19 outbreak. London, I'm telling you, it's coming back here. Iran's sanction-busting pipeline is just months from completion. And that's something to keep an eye on. I'd better point that out. Keep an eye on that particular story. Greece accuses Turkey of deliberately blocking flight path of foreign minister's plane as rivals feud over maritime claims. Indian policeman dragged on hood of moving car for 400 meters after trying to stop the driver. Homes of French health minister and ex-PM raided by police as part of coronavirus probe. Yikes. They do like anal probes too? As part of their investigation? I don't want to know. The future is now. Scientists achieve superconductivity at room temperature and potentially, revolutionary breakthrough. And this is huge. This is the big deal. They did this. Wow. We're about to see some cool stuff. Maybe. They don't just use it for themselves, the bastards. But we could potentially see some cool stuff from this in about 40 years when they let us. Exhausted French healthcare workers walk out, demanding better working conditions and more pay. Iran says it has repelled large-scale cyber attacks on its government institutions. France to mobilize 12,000 police officers to enforce curfews after Macron announces new COVID-19 measures. Are you listening? England's coronavirus test and trace service falls short of target again in new record low. So you see, they can't even get stuff straight. But they're going to mobilize 12,000 officers in France. Largest prisoner swap in Yemen war. Over 1,000 people exchanged between Saudi-backed Yemen government and Houthi rebels. Hunter Biden pursued deals worth tens of millions in China, struck bargains for his family, a new email leak alleges. Twitter censors the government, briefly blocking the link to GOP page on Congress website with copy of New York Post Hunter Biden story. It's getting real, yo. Arab League head denounces Israel's approval of over 2,000 new settlement units in occupied West Bank. Lockdown should be last resort, but masks and social distancing could save 300,000 lives across the continent, WHO European director says. YouTube bans conspiracy theories used to justify real-world violence, including QAnon content, amid big tech crackdown. So another direction that they're going to close things up. Can you see? This is the big push. This is the big push to silence all of us. All-night party interrupted. Moscow announces new COVID-19 regulations for nightclubs, forcing patrons to register via QR code. And by the way, let me finish these and I'll say something. Scientists in Crimea present potential COVID-19 vaccine inhaled through the nose, hoping to offer alternative to injected formulas. UK supports new EU sanctions against Moscow that will significantly punish Russian officials over alleged poisoning of Navalny. International solidarity. German technicians refuse to work on Belarusian President Lukashenko's plane at Hamburg airport. I see a 3 up there. France and Italy set daily records for new coronavirus cases as COVID surge rolls on. Presidential debate moderator Steve Scully sacked by C-SPAN for concocting Twitter hack claim. Okay, whatever. And okay. So there you go. I got one more thing to say before I close up the monologue. First off, we won't have coffee time with Bear today because it was nuked by YouTube. He did go back up live with the Patreon show, which I can't play because it's Patreon. It's $1 a month. Seriously. There's so much awesome content that comes out over there on Patreon from Bear Independent. It's $1 a month. Anywho, his show was nuked this morning. I want to make this clear. His show was nuked because he violated a policy that they're taking very seriously. And I'm not calling Bear out. It's not what I'm doing. But it seems like so many wanted to run to take this conspiracy mindset of censorship, and that is not what happened this morning. We need to stop. We need to stop with this. You think Father Yah smiles upon us running around like a bunch of old ladies making shit up? I don't. And I'm personally disgusted and appalled by it. But that's me. That's me. I have a right to feel however the hell it is I want to feel about things. And lies and misinformation disgust and appall me. Not sorry. Not saying that he was putting, let me make that clear. I'm not saying Bear was putting out lies and misinformation. But his show went down. And they nuked his show. And, you know, there was a lot of talk about that it was censorship and stuff. No. Let me explain what happened today. Bear picked up a rifle and started showing the rifle on camera. YouTube has a policy. Now, I don't know if somebody reported him or if it's some type of automated AI stuff. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not just going to make something up to sound cool. But they have a real clear-cut policy that they're serious about. And that is no weapons on live streams. They will nuke your live stream in a second. Now, I bet you could take the same people that want to cry censorship today back several months when a person decided that they were going to live stream walking into a mosque, if I'm not mistaken, and killing a bunch of people. That is why that policy is in place. not censorship. Step back from our feelings and use our heads. Not censorship. Man, that video that went around whatever TikTok and all that of that guy that blew his brains out on camera, that's what they're trying to avoid. And I get it. So they don't want weapons on live streams. I get it. I do. I get it. And in the end, it doesn't matter, because you know what? It's their platform. Private company. So there's that. But that's why his show was nuked this morning. Ford Fisher would tell you the same thing, because that's how I know, and I know from when he found out. And all he was doing was live streaming a rally. I believe it was one in Virginia. And on the live, I mean, everybody was getting along. There was a bunch of unity. It was an awesome live stream. It was really awesome, fulfilling live stream. And, yeah, it got nuked. Why? Because it was a live stream, and there were people handling weapons, and that's their policy. So that's why you do not see Ford Fisher with news to share, streaming these live rallies, live armed rallies on YouTube. You will find him streaming them on Facebook, at least the last I knew, unless they've nuked him too. Yeah, he's the one that you will see on Facebook doing it now because of that policy on YouTube. It is what it is. So I just wanted to make clear of that. I can't stand misinformation. I can't. It drives me up a wall, man. And when people feed into it, it's disgusting. It's appalling. Not defending YouTube. I'm just saying. Not the deep state. All right. Let me close up the monologue, and we'll go from there. So, for those here for the live show, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be live until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. For those here for the monologue, or if you're watching later on, thank you very much. As always, God bless you. We love you, and be one with your spirit.